Very useful to view foods on a spectrum of digestibility, where on one end of the spectrum we have easily digestible foods, and on the other we have intentionally indigestible foods. Easily digestible foods are things like simple sugars and fats that don't take much energy to digest, while intentionally indigestible foods are things like fiber that manually interact with our gut microbiome. Where you tend to see people having issues most commonly is with foods in the middle of the spectrum, foods that are difficult to digest. This includes things like nuts, seeds, starches, certain proteins, and a lot of leafy greens. Now, I'm not saying to avoid these foods, but I am advising you to prepare them properly. For thousands of years, our ancestors figured out methods of preparing these foods to make them more digestible. You can think about this like pre-digesting our food, using various processes to break down a lot of the more complex compounds into simpler forms before we eat them to ease our digestive burden. The most apparent example of this is cooking our food, which makes the protein, among other compounds, much more easily digestible, and also allows us to derive more nutrients from the food itself. Another example of this is the fermentation process used to make sourdough,